welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, APC candidate Godwin Obaseki emerges winner of the Edo State Governorship election, pledges to work with everyone irrespective of party affiliation. PDP candidates in the Edo State Governorship election, Osage Ize Iyamu, rejects poll outcomes, says results do not reflect voting pattern. Bill seeking to eliminate all forms of discrimination against women scales second reading in the Senate. And Amnesty International accuses Sudanese armed forces of using chemical weapons in Darfur.
And on business news tonight, President of the African Development Bank opposes high monetary policy rate in Nigeria.
On sports news tonight, Super Eagles duo Kelechi Iheanacho and Alex Iwobi nominated for prestigious Golden Boy Award.
Hello, and from Abuja, the nation's capital, I'm Ibrahim Adra. The House of Representatives to probe allegation of over 500 billion naira debt owed petroleum pipeline and marketing company by oil marketers.
We begin tonight with candidates of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, being declared winner of the Edo Governorship election. According to the INEC returning officer, Professor Kayode Shiremekun, who declared final results at the Commission's headquarters in Benin City, Mr. Obaseki scored 319,483 votes to beat his closest rival and candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Osage Ize Iyamu, who polled 253,173 votes. The candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Mr. Osaro Onaiwu, scored 876 votes, while candidates of the Labour Party, Mr. Amos Arelogbe, scored 182 votes.
18 days after it was postponed, the governorship election in Edo State held on Wednesday, September the 28th. Voting ended at about 4 p.m., followed by counting, and then results collated began to trickle in from the 18 local council areas. A few hours later, the much-awaited announcement of results began. 22,655. Midway through the process, protests broke out in the streets as supporters of the People's Democratic Party demanded the cancellation of results from some local council areas.
We are here because what transpired yesterday in our various centers, it differs from what they are announcing in the results that we saw on telly. As I speak to you here, I'm an agent. I have my results from my unit, which I won.
Their claims were backed by the party's candidate, Mr. Osage Ize Iyamu.
We are very dissatisfied with what has happened. On what we intend to do is very simple. We don't want to resort to violence. That is not our nature. But the first thing we will do is to look at all the results. And then we will publish for Edo people to see what should have been the correct results and what INEC has done.
Unruffled by these claims and events, officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission continued to announce more results. And finally, a winner was declared.
I'm therefore stating as follows that Godwin Obaseki of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Meanwhile, the winner savors the sweet taste of victory.
This is a historic victory for all Edo citizens and our great party, the All Progressives Congress, APC. It underscores clearly your preference for continuity. More importantly, by your votes, you have clearly affirmed your faith in my ability to lead our state forward.
While supporters of the APC are jubilating, it appears there'll be a long-drawn legal tussle as other aggrieved parties prepare to seek redress.
On its part, the All Progressives Congress has described the rejection of the state governorship election results by the PDP as an act of a bad loser. Chairman of the Edo State APC chapter, Mr. Anselm Ojezwa, says the entire process of the election has been described as peaceful. The APC chairman is also asking the PDP to channel its grievances to the appropriate quarters. Meanwhile, the president has congratulated the government and people of Edo State on the successful conclusion of the election and the victory of the All Progressives Congress candidate Godwin Obaseki. President Muhammadu Buhari also commended the well-articulated campaign program of the APC in the state and the doggedness of the incumbent governor for his record of good governance over the years. According to the president, the outcome of the election clearly reflects the mood of the people to sustain the pedigree of responsiveness, forthrightness and diligence that Governor Adams Oshomole brought into public service. The president also applauds the conduct of the Independent National Electoral Commission, security agencies, core members and electorates in ensuring a peaceful election. Staying with the Edo polls, the Young Democratic Party has filed a suit in the Federal High Court, Abuja, asking it to invalidate the outcome of the governorship election. The party also wants the court to make an order of perpetual injunction restraining the Independent National Electoral Commission from allotting its logo to any other association. It accused INEC of being responsible for its abysmal performance in the just concluded polls.
Patriotic Nigerians, we believe in the rule of law, and that is why we have chosen the path of seeking for justice. That is why we have gone to court, to be able to give us a judgment that will invalidate the entire election that was conducted in Edo State. As far as we are concerned, our teaming members in Edo were disenfranchised. The people of Edo believed in YDP. If you go around the Edo State, young people are there shedding tears. They were crying from all points of the corners of Edo State. What are they complaining? What are they crying for? They have been disenfranchised.
Meanwhile, the police in Edo State have announced the banning of all forms of procession, rallies or demonstrations in the state. In a statement by the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 5 headquarters in Benin City, Mr. Isaac Eke, the police explained that they have information that some people are planning to carry out illegal processions and rallies. The command therefore warns that it will deal decisively with anyone or group that engages in any activities capable of disturbing the peaceful atmosphere in the state. The command asks members of the public to go about their businesses without fear, as security agents are ready to ensure their protection. Let's join our political correspondent now, Seun Kimbaloye, who is in Benin City. He's been monitoring the elections all day. Hi, Seun.
Thank you, Amara, and welcome to Benin City, the capital of Edo State. And I'm being joined on the news at 10 by the winner of the Edo State Governorship Election 2016, the Governor-elect Godwin Obaseki, who joins us in the studio. Many thanks for joining us on the news at 10, and congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much, Seun.
How does this come to you and your party, considering a very hot and intense contest?
Well, I think, Seun, it's been humbling, even though we know it's deserved, because we've worked very, very hard over the last 8 years to re-establish governance in Edo State. So we had a lot to show to our people, and we were able to convince them why we needed to continue with the development strides we started about 8 years ago.
One will be wondering, now that you have the mandate of the people of Edo State, in the first 3 months, for example, when you are sworn in as governor, what will be the very first thing that you will be doing?
Well, the key promise, in addition to the other things we have in the plan, which include building infrastructure and reforming our educational system, the key promise is jobs. I need to document it. I need to know how many people in my state don't have work. How many of them have the requisite education to work and how many don't. On that basis, I will then unfold and unveil the plans I have for the different segments, which will include very short-term vocational training, skill acquisitions, and other technical training we need to provide them. I think the key here is trying to get people to back to work, creating opportunities for them to work.
You've made several promises during the campaigns, just like the 200,000 jobs that you've promised. One would be wondering, considering the current economic crisis in the nation, how do you hope to generate funds to meet this kind of campaign promises?
Well, interesting. My background is investment banking. And the money we need to create the jobs, the bulk of the jobs we require in Nigeria, exists in this country. I'll just give you a quick example. You have some company that imports about $100 million worth of chicken into Nigeria every year. That company has $100 million stuck in the bank here because they don't have foreign exchange to take it out. And we're currently telling them, you know what, we will create the environment for you to produce your chicken here with the money you have in the banking system, and so that you can satisfy the local market. So it doesn't take rocket science if you have the experience and the knowledge to do this.
So you have the capacity to be able to achieve, even with this current crisis?
We do. I mean, I understand the financial system, and yes, at the top level, at the federal government level, they're sourcing for funds and financing to finance the national economy. And there will be a trickle-down effect on, the various subsectors. But for what we want to do in Edo State, we know where to get the money from.
We're talking about the fact that the monies are not really there right now. You've preached continuity. You've asked that the people of Edo State should trust you, that you want to continue from where Governor Adams Oshiomhole will be dropping the baton. But again, one will be wondering, in terms of infrastructure, how do you hope to build on this? Are you still going to be building roads? And what areas are you going to be focusing? In which senatorial district are you going to be putting much of your energy into?
Don't forget, we've always had a plan, a 10-year, now rolled into a 20-year plan. And that plan is quite comprehensive. It shows the areas of most need. It tells us what we have done in the area of infrastructure, the critical roads we need to build next, what we need to do before we build those roads, and where to get the financing. What people don't realize is that today we earn about 25 billion from taxes alone, outside of what we get from Abuja, outside of the budget support we get from the World Bank and other multilateral agencies, and all other creative financing you can put in place. As long as you are efficient and you are honest about the way you spend public money, you will be able to find the money to do the critical things you need to do. It's about prioritization.
And we wish you the best as you prepare to get into office in the coming days. Congratulations again, Mr. Godwin Obaseki. Thank you so much for coming on the News at 10. We've been speaking with the Governor-elect of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki. And it's back to you now, Amara, in Lagos.
Thanks a lot, Shell. And in part two, after the break, Abdul Mumin Jibrin's office sealed off as House of Representatives denies receiving any court paper on the suspension of its former Appropriation Committee chairman. Please join us again.